From the KBIA Newsroom in Columbia, I'm Nathan Lee. Missouri policymakers are trying to hire more investigators to look into child abuse and neglect claims. And as St. Louis Public Radio's Jason Rosenbaum reports, one Democratic state senator says lawmakers should look at boosting the job's starting salaries.
The Children's Division in St. Louis and St. Louis County has struggled for years to recruit and retain investigators who look into claims of child abuse and neglect. That's one of the reasons why there's a sizable backlog of cases that remain open after 45 days. Democratic State Senator Tracy McCreary agrees with some of her colleagues who believe the starting salary for an investigator is too low.
I think that the voters need to hold elected officials and hold politicians' feet to the fire and make sure we're putting the money where our priorities should be.
The starting salary for a Children's Division investigator is $43,000 a year. I'm Jason Rosenbaum.
CVS pharmacists are voicing concerns about workplace issues. The Columbia Missourian reports the CVS pharmacy at the Columbia Mall closed around 10 Wednesday morning after regional organizers called for a pharmacist walkout. This comes after pharmacists in more than a dozen Kansas City area CVS pharmacies didn't show up for work last week. In response to those mass walkouts, CVS sent its chief pharmacy officer to Kansas City, promising to hire more help. The closure in Columbia was resolved as of 1 p.m. yesterday. The other two Columbia locations remained open. A lawyer for the city of St. Louis yesterday asked the Missouri Supreme Court to strike down a law that creates new protections for police officers under investigation. The law requires the city to give officers written notice of an allegation before starting an investigation. Associate City Councilor Aaron McGowan said the law violates the Missouri Constitution by creating an unfunded mandate.
The plaintiff specifically pled that the city will experience increased costs in the form of hiring more attorneys and staff in the city councilor's office, paying for judgments and settlements against police officers.
Not only does the federal government run out of money in 3 days, but the Farm Bill expires and Congress has yet to pass a new one. Lawmakers can buy themselves time by extending the old bill until January, which the chairs of both ag committees said they would do. The big key for lawmakers will be getting a deal together before January. That's when laws would revert back to farm bills that passed without an expiration date. Those laws would do things like more than double the price of milk. That's something experts like Chad Hart of Iowa State University say lawmakers don't really want to happen.
Even Congress, they don't want any part of parity pricing. So something will be done. I have no doubt about that. The question is what?
I'm Nathan Lee, KBIA News, Columbia.